This is Angel Del Solar, the hair vendor here. I'm so glad that you guys all decide to join me today on live, or if you're watching this video on later on. I really appreciate it. Francisco, hello, thanks for coming in. You're coming on the English channel. Thank you very much. We just did the same live 2 hours ago on Spanish on the Spanish channel. So for all of you guys that they speak Spanish as well, you guys can come check this out later on if you want on the Spanish channel. Today what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to go over the request that you guys give me. Happens to be that in both channels I got exactly the same request. It was funny because then we looked at the whole audience and everybody, then it was suggestion, and it was four different looks on both channels, but one it was on both channels the same suggestion, and that's the one who got the most vote in both channels. About, I think it was like 50% on this English channel. So again, thank you for participating, giving me these suggestions, and thank you for all of you guys to vote on the suggestions as well on the community on YouTube. If you are not following me on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel. This is going to allow you to get my community post. The goal is to start doing this once every single month. I did one of these 2 weeks ago. It was like a test run, and we did one of the Genshin Impact styles. Let me show you here. This is this is the look that we did last time from Cape, from Genshin Impact style, and I cut this in front of the camera here so people can see the whole process, and we did it from the beginning to the end. I did some more styling and finish it up after the thing was done, and you guys can see it on Instagram as well. For all you guys that don't follow me on Instagram, you can see the pictures, the goal that I was trying to do, and how it turned out based on that. Now, Einstein is the from Bleach is the look that we got asked the most for this live event, and again, I hope. Well, hello, how you doing, Gloria? I can see very good the name, Clausen, something like that. So thank you for joining the stream. Sorry about that. I have my glasses for working and I can see the distance, but thank you very much for joining in. So something that I want to do today is not just only do the haircut, but I want you guys to see a little bit the process of what I do, because this is all connected to what I'm trying to do with the community. This is not just about me doing some haircuts and having people watching me doing what I do and having an audience. I never did this when I started to get an audience. It was just because during COVID I couldn't teach, and that's what I do. I go all around the country and the world actually teaching people how to cut hair, and during COVID I couldn't do anymore. So it's well, I'm just going to start a YouTube channel and at least teach that way, to the point that I got my plaque. Most likely you guys can see, I don't know if you can see my YouTube plaque right there. I got that when I was already at 300,000 followers on my Spanish channel, because I never really did it for that. No, I wasn't about the ad revenue, and to be able to get that, you actually had to get on the ad revenue part of it things. So what I'm trying to do is really getting people to learn how to cut any haircut, being able to see a picture and being able to make the hair look like the picture, because I think that's what people are missing. So I think you say, Francisco asked me how are you doing. I'm doing really great, and thank you for joining again, like I said, because actually last week I got recognized as an educator of the decade, which is basically on the last 10 years on the barber industry at the Connecticut event, which is the biggest barber show on the video industry all over the world. To say that during the time when basically barbering became a thing, because within the last 12 years is when the barbering movement actually started and happened and grew, and to the point that being a barber is a really cool thing today. 15 years ago, being a barber wasn't as cool, maybe with the exception of few really cool barbers. The rest of the barber community wasn't seen to be a cool thing. Now they're fashionable. A lot of people like to be associated with cool barbers. A lot of celebrities like to showcase their barber and their work that they do, and that's all done to what this industry has done and what you guys profession has done. So during the presentation, when I'm done with the haircut, or during the presentation with the haircut, I'm going to actually share with you guys what I done to create a website that allows the consumers to come and see all the looks that it can be done if somebody certified as a hair vendor, and then I'm trying to share with the community of the professionals how to get certified. So I have some courses that people can attend and get to learn all these techniques so they can do it on their own clients. So I think this is a great program. You can actually come and check it out. It's for free for 2 weeks. You can actually look at everything I have for free for 2 weeks. And if you sign as a consumer as well, you can get all these videos that I produce every single week. So you can actually view what it can be done with all these techniques that I'm sharing with the team. Again, if you want to see what I'm going to be next, I'm always going to let you guys know on that as well. Sometimes I make a post. If you are in any parts of the country, sometimes when I'm out of the country, I'm always looking for models. So it's always good to see those posts and reach out to me and let me know that you live in a certain area, because I'm always looking for people who want me to cut their hair when I'm on these shows. And I have a team of people as well too that they show up to do these haircuts, and they're all like super well, trained professionals, and they do amazing work. If you're looking to have experience like that, being a model on a barber show or on a hair show. So for example, next week I'll be in Pennsylvania. 2 weeks from now I'll be in Orlando, and I will need some models there as well too. So if you guys live in those two areas, just let me know, and I'll try to hook up with you when I'm there. Anyhow, so another thing that I want you guys to see is experience this. This I actually have you guys. So this is the mannequin we're going to be using. Actually, by the way, since you guys actually just came over after I did it in Spanish, I did the same haircut in Spanish, and this is the result. So this is the full haircut done. That's the Einstein haircut. You guys all familiar with the look and the hairstyle, and how kind of gets done. So basically, that's what I just did in front of everybody, and I'm going to do the same thing for you guys right now on the process, so you guys can see it. But before I start cutting the hair, this is the part I'd like to share with you, because I think this is the part that a lot of you guys, consumers, don't know what's happening behind the scenes, or what's happening on the professional mind as they do these haircuts for you on the process that I teach. It's called deconstruction. So basically I have two pictures right here. One is of Brad Pitt. I always like to use Brad Pitt because Brad Pitt has every single haircut, and if it looks good on Brad Pitt, if he doesn't look good on Brad Pitt, it's not going to look good on anybody. How about that? If he looks good on Brad Pitt, maybe it doesn't look good on everybody, because Brad Pitt is just as good looking as it gets. So, and when I was looking at this haircut, I leave it for you guys here on this corner right here. So that's the image that we're trying to do. And I'm going to be pointing to a few things that I think they are very relevant as I'm looking at these things. So part of the process of deconstruction is doing what we call the artistic drawing, which it happens right here. So first I'm going to be looking at what I think the length of the hair is on the back. So I'm going to assume that the length on the back is slightly long, but not super long on the nape area, but it has enough length to actually have the hair to kick out a little bit. Then I look at, if you guys look at on the some of those pictures here on the sides, you can see that some of the hair just kind of sits just below the ear. So it actually kind of covers the ear a little bit. So that's the length that is kind of sitting on that area. And then there's two things that are very relevant on the bangs. You see a piece that sits right here on the bangs, and you see the really long piece that he's got on the front. Meaning this piece on the front is disconnected from where the bangs are. So it's a whole unique piece that is not connected to the rest of the haircut. And if you can look at the haircut, if you can look at this length, you're going to notice that basically the whole haircut is done at the same length. This is what we call a universal haircut, a uniform haircut, or it's a mesh haircut in the French cutting technique, depends how you call it, but basically it's the same length around the hair and kind of in a square shape. If you look at some of the haircuts that I've done on the past, I did Kakyoin from JoJo's hairstyle. That's a similar style than this on the shape of the haircut. Obviously the texture and the finish is different because Kakyoin is more square, and it's even more dramatic on the shape, as more like a feather mullet or something like that. But it's similar shape, and it included has the long piece as well on the front. So you guys can see how this looks sometimes kind of repeat themselves. But I think this is a little more tassel and more free style. So I'm going to now do the artistic drawing to process with that. So the most important thing, again, I'm going to start first on the length. I'm going to figure out my length. Then I'm going to figure out these size pieces on the side. And then I have this bang area. And then I have this piece that sits on the front right there. So that's the points of reference. Now I'm going to be building the haircut. Now this is only like some pieces in there like this. The rest is kind of going backwards in different directions like that. But that's basically the stuff. And then it goes from here, kind of goes around, and it goes into the left. So basically that's the design on the haircut. It's got this piece that is hanging from the bangs. Might have another piece right here. And then just builds the same way on the other side. And that's basically the design. Actually, when you look at the hair, you can see that it has some piece on the ends that they kind of come straight out. That's because actually they have they've been just kind of the flyer on to finish it up. We are somebody's trying to join in. How do I join in? You just gotta like play video, I guess, to join in, tester. So I hope it does work well. So I'm going to now take it from that. So the next thing I do is like after I get all these like points of reference. Remember, my points of reference was my length. Then is my sideburns. Then is this bends, and then is this piece of it. I'm going to be using that back into my haircut. So I use what is called the octagon, the 8 panels of the head. Now this is the mathematical part of the haircut. A lot of people don't understand this math behind the design of the hair. If you understand the math, it's very easy to cut any hair. I can do any of these haircuts within 3 minutes. I can do it very quick today, so you guys can see me how I can cut basically at speed time. I'm going to be talking a little bit, so it's slightly longer, but I guarantee you it's not going to take me more than 5 minutes to cut the hair. So let's go back to how I'm going to be cutting this based on this drawing. So first I know the length, then I know the sideburn area, and then I know my bang area. Those are the two things. The piece that is long is indifferent because it's not part of the connection of the haircut. It's just a piece that I'm going to be separating and leave it there so I can cut it when it's done. So I got those pieces. So the bangs go straight, then they connect to this sideburn area, and then this connects to the length. That's the perimeter of the haircut. That's 80% of the haircut. Now I gotta figure out what is my layer sits. You know, what are my first layer sits? So the layers, the layers are going to be sitting somewhere about this area right here. So this is what we call the active area. Means this is all the layering, and this is the hair that is, if you was going to push it down, the toppest part of the hair will be sitting right there. So this will be this hair right there on this section. So now to be able to figure out how this hair gets cut on the space, I just gotta get measurements from the top of the area of the head, which will be this. This will be my measurements, and I pull the hair at 90 degrees from the head. That's putting the hair at 90 degrees from the head. I can do even 90 degrees here as well too. Then I took measurement, and this is my measurement from here. This is my measurement from here. This is my measurement from here, and this is my measurement from here. So basically, these are how this hair gets cut on the top. And then I get the same measurement here, and then I take this one from here, so it's the same length. Then it becomes the same length, and then it becomes the same length. So it's the same measurement. So I take all these measurements from all these different dimensions on the head, and this all very well explained on the course, so you can actually see these pictures, figure out where these points of reference are, so you can figure out this haircut. So when I cut the hair right now, you get to see me going first on the length, then on the sideburn, then on the bangs, and then I'm going to connect all of that, and then I'm going to decide what length I want on the front. I'm going to cut this piece, then this piece, then this piece, then this piece, then this piece, and it's going to be following that pattern. So you watch me cutting hair right now, how I follow this system, how I follow what I did here to be able to get the results that you guys saw, which is basically a really good reproduction of those haircuts. I know a lot of you guys, always like go to the barber or the stylist and say, I want to get my hair like this. And sometimes it's very frustrating because the end results of what you did, it doesn't actually always look like what you were hoping it was going to look like. So it's basically a letdown sometimes of your expectation, I guess, what you end up getting. So let me just start first by doing, let me see if you can get this in a position that you guys can see well. Okay, I'm going to be putting this right here, okay, so we can have a more surface of white. There you go. So I'm going to lift it up a little bit. Now if you guys have any questions out there, I will definitely try to answer some of those at the end after the haircut, if that's cool with you guys. And we have Noob coming in. Sir, can you please upload a haircut from products? Thank you for continuing making some suggestions. I'm going to let you know, I get hundreds of suggestions, and it's not that I don't want to do all you guys suggestions. It's just like I will have to be doing like 5 haircuts a day just to post it, and this is unrealistic because I normally do about 2 haircuts every week when I have the time, and I will post about 1 every week to kind of continue on. So continue to think about giving me those suggestions, because if you give me a suggestion and a lot of people like, then I'm going to put it. So we're going to try to do this once a month. So next time that you see me asking for suggestions, please put it in. Make sure we put suggestions on this video as well too, because I'll be collecting the data, which ones get asked the most, and then we'll be doing another voting. That's where you need to be subscribed to the channel, so you can vote on the community, so you can see when the community is being asked which one you like, then you vote it. Now if you have a suggestion you like a lot, to do a lot, what you should do is tell your friends and colleagues or whatever to vote for yours, or maybe even suggest it as well too when the suggestion happens, so you can get that on the mix of the haircut. So I'm going to be making it super democratic. It's not about what I want to do, it's about what you guys want to see. Okay, so let's just have it all with that in mind to continue giving me those suggestions. So for this haircut, okay, the most important is not cutting this long piece. Okay, this haircut, it's got a little piece that is on the side. It's not the center. It's kind of off the side right here. Then it's kind of like a little section like this. Then he has like hanging and kind of let it go kind of on the side like that, no? Okay, this mannequin has a little longer hair, so it's going to be even more fun than the one I did. Now, I don't suggest that you do a square thing that is so square like that because it's going to be like very noticeable. So what I'll suggest is versus doing it straight, do like a little zigzag. You use your comb and zigzag like that. So you're doing the same section, but now you see it looks zigzag. So it's not going to be as noticeable. It's going to blend a little more with the haircut. And then I do the same thing on the other side. So I got zigzag both ways, and I'm going to be zigzagging it even on the top. So right now, I got a piece right here that is very zigzagged, and it's very easy to separate, so I can then do the long piece that he normally has here. So to do that, I'm going to twist it, put it out of the way. I don't want to cut this at all. So just to make sure I don't, I'm going to use just a clip and put it out of the way, right there. Okay, that's number one piece. Now, then after that, I gotta use the sectioning that I choose to do that. For this one haircut, I'm going to be dividing the hair from the front to the back. And when you take the course, when you come to see the course, and again, you know, this course actually, if you're a non-professional, you can actually see all the education I do is for free for 2 weeks when you sign in. You can come and check everything for a week for free for 2 weeks. And then you can see the education that people are getting from me. And maybe you like it, you can tell one of your, you know, stylists or local barber that you like, you know, to come and check it out. And they'll get the same 2 weeks for free. Now, if you're just a consumer, you don't need to like make a payment on continuing education. But if you're interested, you know, I make it super affordable because this education is being, you know, going to be taught all over the world. I already have people outside of the country, like in Mexico and other countries, taking this education in South America. So I want to make sure that it's affordable. So I'm leaving it as a $19 subscription. So as long as you are on the subscription, you continue getting all the education I do give and all the content that I give. So on the course, one of the classes that I teach is all the sections that I do, which I teach only 3 sections, front to back, top to bottom, interior to exterior. No? So that's all the haircuts that you see me doing. And if you watch my videos, you're going to see me doing this over and over and over. So now let's just go into the haircut. Remember, the first thing I was going to do, it was going to be the nape area. Now I'm going to use a technique called freeform cutting technique. This is the oldest way to cut hair. So imagine back on the day when people didn't have shears, when they didn't have a razor, what they use is like a piece of rock, you know, and they carve the hair, you know, like the prehistoric people. From that went to actually having maybe some kind of knife, and they use that as a razor to cut the hair. And then eventually people figured out, well, I can put 2 knives and create something that cuts the hair, and the scissors came out. And eventually the clippers and the trimmers, you know, which were mechanical machines, and then the machines. So a lot of the techniques that I teach, they come from far as what is called freeform, what it's going to be using right now. Freeform is basically cutting the hair where it lays and sculpting the hair like you were trimming it as a sculpture. I'm going to be using a razor blade. This is just a feather razor blade, so it's just a blade. Allows me to get closer to the action so I can cut the hair as I want it. So I'm working on the back of the head. Remember the octagon. So this is part of the octagon, this is the flat, that's the curve, that's the flat. So I'm working on the 3 panels on the back of the head because I have 3 sections of hair on the sides. I have 1, 2, and 3. On the sides I only have 1 and 2. So it's a different haircut from front to back. So I'm going to start on the middle back. I'm going to do a section on the center. And then I'm going to think about, you know, this haircut to be about 4 fingers in length. If you was going to look at my ear, if you want the hair to go from the lower part of the higher part of the ear to my lower part of the ear, it's about 4 fingers, that's the length of my ear. So I'm going to be wanting to be 4 fingers all around the hair. So that's going to be sitting about somewhere about this base on the green. So I'm going to do slightly longer so I don't cut it super short. So I'm right there. And I'm going to be carving. I'm using my razor, as you guys can see, carving from the top to the bottom, just to create that wispy look. Because this particular look is not very solid, it's very like loose and kind of texture on the ends. Then I'm going to be going on the middle and do the same thing here, and I'm going to bring it to the back. So I want to keep it kind of square back. So that's right here, I bring it down, I get the same guy, and I'm going to be doing the same thing. Again, I'm just obviously going to be cutting this short on the sides, but this gives me a good separation here on the sides. So I'm basically done with the whole back by doing 2 cuts. I'm going to do my 3rd cut and be done with it. stay here, stay back on the center, compress the hair, use my fingers, and then using the razor, kind of cut the hair. So on 3 basic cuts, I got the whole back cut, and I already getting that texture that I want to get on the hair when the hair is kicking a little bit. The next thing I did on my drawing, if you guys remember, then I went to the sides, and I determined what length I want on the sides. We talk about being a little bit longer than my ears. So that's my ear right there. So I'm going to be going about a finger below the ear. So if you shrink back, you know, it won't get super short. So they're right there. And I'm going to be carving from here down. Okay. Okay, longer passes too as well, so you can get the whole haircut done. And that's done. With like, that pass is done this side. Now I'm going to go on the other side, do the same thing. Right here. Look at my ear. One finger above below the ear. Boom, take it down. Compress the hair, figure out my length is, and then curve it right there. Okay, right there, that's done. So basically, 3 cuts on the back, 2 on the sides. Now I gotta connect this front to back. So to connect the front to back, I know this length and I know this length. So what I need to do is find a place when these 2 meet. So where is the place where these 2 hairs meet? Right there. And then I'm going to be cutting at that point. That will create the short to long that I need going down. So I grab the hair, all this corner. I know where I want to go. I know where I'm coming from. And those are the 2 pieces right there. And that's the place where this meets that. So I put it right there. I follow this guy. And I'm going to carve that whole hair there. Same technique. But now just by doing that, you can see now I already got this short to long. If you look at underneath, see that? All short to long to go to where I want it. But we can use some layers here, so it doesn't matter, but that's the shape right there. We'll do the same thing on the other side, the opposite side. Remember, the goal is to connect this to my length, so figure out where that connects right there. Grab the hair. Right there. Right there, so that's the point right there where they meet. Right there is where they meet. Continue carving the hair until it gets carved, and that's it. So that I just got the same thing. I got this short to long. Now if you want to like finish it off and get it very clean, you can actually grab this and then just like take any, if it meets any hair there, same thing here, you know, put it down. And if you feel like I need to cut anything, if you miss anything, just cut it there. That's the way, because I'm going to be cutting all these layers. But that's that. So very quick, I just did those haircuts and got that whole thing done. Okay, let me see. So yeah. Oh, thank you, Noob, from the support. I'm glad you feel like I'm working hard for it. This is all about, you know, putting it up there and giving it back to the community. So I'm glad you feel that way. Thank you very much for the comment. I really appreciate that, big time. All right, so now it's the bang area. No, so I got this. Remember, the bangs we wanted to do a little bit longer than the nose, because it's going to be lifted out. This is going to be lifted out quite a bit. So I don't want to go too short, because I want this piece to kind of rotate and kind of sit right there. See, like it's going to be doing like a loop and sit right there. So and I figure out how long is that. This is almost going to be at the tip of the nose. So I don't have to cut much. So I'm going to grab the whole thing here from the top. You saw how much it was. This is very important that you look at that, because if you go and cut it right there, it's going to be too short, and it's going to be sitting right there. And I want it to be sitting there when it's looping and going up. So I just bring it back in. We already agreed that what we want to do is close to the tip of the nose. So that's the tip of the nose. Right there is the tip of the nose. You can see this hair reaching out almost there, and the other one reaching out there. So I'm just going to cut it right there. Make sure I cut it all like I want it. And that's it. This hair is going to allow to do exactly what I was talking about. When it hits like that, you see, and then dry, it gets only a volume, and it's going to be sitting right there. This piece is completely disconnected. So that was 60 to 70% of the haircut on these guys. In some cases, almost 80% haircut. So let me go back to the drawing that we did here, so we can recap a little bit what I was doing. When I was doing my artistic drawing, I look at the picture and I thought, okay, this is the length. Then I noticed this is the length from the sideburns, and then I noticed this is the bangs area. Again, this is a loop. So if I was going to cut it right there, when it dries, it goes like that because I was looping. I gotta have in consideration all the length, which I did by pulling it down and see what it was, and then stretch it out, and I noticed it was going to be down to the nose. This whole piece right here, we pin it and left it out of the way. So that's the haircut that you saw me doing right here. This, the length, the side, the bangs. And then I connected this from here to here. So this connected this. We have not connected yet because it's going to be part of the shape. As I move this whole hair to the front, it cannot did a little bit of that. But now I'm going to be cutting layers here, and it's going to create all the action on this side as well. So let me take you there now. If you have any questions right now, please, you can post it out there too. I'll try to answer anything you guys have. It's a small crowd today, so that is okay. But you know, make sure if you have any friends that they're professionals, then they can like basically come up and maybe join with us next time. So Alba looks cool. The artistic drawing is yeah, the artistic, yeah, Brad Pitt is very handsome, of course it is. Anyhow, so let me just actually, since we are at this point, and I already had the one done before, let me show you what, this is what we did on the other one, you know. So basically you saw how I cut the length right there. You see it's kind of sitting what I talked to you about, that kind of base of the green area. You can see here on the sides, you know, if it was going to pull down, you see that basically slightly longer than the ear, you know, about a finger longer than the ear. And then you see how this is connecting from the top down. This is basically the angle that we just did. That's how it looks on dry. And then I left this whole piece on the front longer. This you can tell is this is longer than that. And this was that one piece that we were talking about that has to be long enough. You see it goes to the nose, and then when it dries out, it sits right there. That's basically what I was trying to point to you guys, and I was trying to do as I was making those decisions. But you see the bangs are disconnected from this one piece. Okay. Now for the layers part of it, look at how simple this is going to be. For the layers part of it, what I need to do is I want to do like a square cut. So I'm going to be cutting a square on the top, and a square on the sides, and a square on the back. So I'm going to start first with the length on the top. Let me get this down a little bit so I can reach a little better. And this one works here. I'm going to be using my regular shears just for the speed time. You can use, for this, you can use the razor, you can use the test tracing shears, whatever you want to do. I'm just going to go straight just to keep it simple. So I'm going to bring the hair back. I'm going to work on the center here. I'm going to do about 2 sections on the top, like with this one here first. I'm going to measure my 4 fingers. Remember the 4 fingers plus the one on top of it. So that's basically length. You can see the length of my bangs as well there. So you can see the length of the bangs right there. That's the bangs. So basically I'm doing the same length right there. I see the bangs right there. Boom. It's about 4 fingers, slightly a little longer than the 4 fingers, which is basically the same thing as the 4 fingers here on the sides. Okay. Then I'm going to do one more section. And I'm going to do the profile so you guys can see here in a minute what I'm doing. Right here, you see the guy. Obviously, if you don't want to see to severe a line, you can just point cut this whole area and go just getting a lot more texture on it. I'm going to be using the test tracings here so you guys can see me doing that in a minute here. So then I come to this point. So basically, if you look at the octagon, I just did this front and this curve. So when you look at the graphic here, I just did this piece and this piece. So I'm not going to be cutting to this area here. I want it to be round, but I'm not going to be cutting it round first. I'm going to cut it square because I want to preserve a little the curve of the hair and make it a little more roundish. So I'm going to be right here on the first cut that I'm going to do so I don't overcut it. And I'm just going to go straight out here. See this? I'm going to go straight. I'm going to be cutting later, but I just want to make sure that at this point I preserve the whole curve of the head right here. And I just go around, pivoting. And as soon as I get here, it's already done because I did it. So you see how quick it's going through the haircut. Back to this point here, see? All right, easy to see, easy to cut. Easy to see, easy to cut. And this is already been cut because it was pre-cut right there. It's only that piece. So that's that piece. Now I'm going to be going on the sides. When you cut the hair on the planes of the head, you're cutting the hair. When you cut it on the round of the hair, you're blending the haircut. So now I'm going to be cutting hair as well. So I'm going to pull the hair out of the sides, watch here. And I'm going to be looking for my 4 fingers. Again, you know, there's my 4 fingers. I see the beginning here and I see the end there. So that's the cut, square out. And I'm going to be traveling the same guy around the head. So now in what is called the middle of the haircut, the mid part of the haircut. So I'm on the middle part of the haircut. So if you look at this, now I'm right on this area right here. So I'm getting this horizontal right here, as you can see, parallel to the head on a perpendicular. I'm going to continue going around the head. So you see how quick I go. This is the French method. This is cutting around the head on the French method. You see, let me see right here. Easy to identify the guy. Go up, bring it down. Easy to identify, cut it out. And I just keep going around the head. That's the same 4 fingers all around. So these are vertical layers. When you cut vertical layers, they blend really well. So you don't have to be worrying about getting lines, you know, because it's cut on the vertical, so it sits on top of each other. So you won't see any defined lines. Sometimes when you want to get a defined line, I go on the horizontal. You see me sometimes in the future when we do a different haircut, you might actually may see me doing horizontal cutting. But in this case, because I want to all kind of blending and flowing, and I want a lot of volume on the haircut, I'm going to square and I'm going vertical. So that right there is basically done. All that. And now the last thing I need to do is the last section of the bottom, which will be this one here. For that, what I need to do is connect this bottom length with what I just created. So sometimes this mannequin doesn't let me go very good. But normally it's better if you tilt the hair forward. This mannequin doesn't allow it very good. So right here, you see my beginning here and you see my end there. So I need to do is connect these 2 points. You see right there. Boom. Then I go around the head doing the same thing. I see the end. I see the beginning from what I just cut. I'm connecting those 2. The beginning and the end. The beginning and the end. So you never last. You're always following the head shape using the octagon as a reference, and you never last. You're always connecting the point A to point B, and it's so easy to follow this type of haircuts. The French method is something I learned when I was working at Jean Juarez. You know, people like Christophe, Kai, Pascal, Candy Shah, you know, actually is the one I learned the most. And if you don't know Candy Shah, she's a really great salon owner and you know, manufacturer on it too. That's has her own line of balayage out of Atlanta. So basically, with this, believe it or not, the haircut is done. This is how much haircut I did to achieve that look that you see me there. Exactly the same look. The only thing I need to do right now is some texture on the hair, and I'm going to show you how I like to texture this hair so you guys can see the same effect that I did on the other one. So to do the texturizing, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the texturizing shears with the thicker teeth. But before I go there, let me actually show you guys what I was trying to share with you guys before, which is the website, because I want you guys to know about this, because this is, I think, really relevant as how I'm trying to make this community. So I'm going to go to what is called the hairbendermaster.com. And this is my online website. This I've done it as a partner with Coco. I don't know if you guys know the brand Coco, but that's all the tools that I use. You know, my fly iron, my curling iron, my shears is all a part of the Coco brand, which I'm part owner as well too. So full disclaimer on that. Anyhow, when you come to this site, actually let me refresh it because for some reason didn't do what I was hoping it was going to do. Okay, when you come here, actually the first time you come here, maybe it's because I've already been here, it's going to give you a pop-up. Then it's going to ask you if you want to join in for free, the community. It's going to ask you for your name, your last name, your email, and I think maybe the location. And if you're like a fan or if you're a professional, if you're a student, because that's the kind of people that I'm trying to get connecting. So if you come to this website, you can do it in Spanish, you can do it in English. As you can see here, I have the education in Spanish and English. Since we're on the English channel right now, I'm going to, oh, it's because I'm logging. Oh, that's what it is. Let me log out. I want to show you guys this because I think this is important. So if you was going to come here for the first time, it comes this. This is where it comes. I know. So say enroll for free. You get 2 weeks to see the whole website for free. So you hit this button here, enroll for free. And it's like I say, asking you for a first name, last name, phone number, email, password, and then if you are Spanish or English, and if you are pro, a student, or fan, and then you just done. You know, you set up, and then you got full access to the whole website for free. If you are an educator, if you are a stylist, if you're a student, anybody has access to that. And the cool thing about that is that now you can actually see not just only the videos that I post every week, but everything else. Now, if you want to continue on, like I say, it's just $19 a month. But if you don't want to pay for it, you're just a consumer, you get access to the website, to all the things that you care about, which is the salon locator, all the new videos that I post every week, like this one. You know, this week we just post about Leonardo DiCaprio, but not the Leonardo DiCaprio from the Titanic, but how his hair looks right now, because I have a lot of people who are complaining about having recessions on their hairline, and they say, what can I do? What kind of haircut will look good? And I think Leonardo DiCaprio had, kind of serious recession, and to a certain point, some kind of fine hair on the sides. And he's pulled out this look pretty good. Obviously, it's Leonardo DiCaprio, but I think this is a good solution. So what I did, for all of you guys that are fans of the channel, I have a character that I did called, where's his name? Oh, now it's not coming to me. It's from Jujutsu Kaisen. It's not going to come out to me. But anyhow, he's got very long hair all the way down to here. And I did his style. And after I did his style on the same day, I want to cut the really short haircut like this. So it was a big transformation. When you see me cutting this hair, it's not going to be like getting a trim. It's going to be somebody with long hair like this, cutting to this style. And you see at the end, it looks basically exactly like the guy right now. So I think that's something that you guys will enjoy. But anyhow, I put a video like this. The cool idea about this video is every single week, you guys can see something that you can buy done by a hairbender that it might inspire you. Or it could be something really cool that it could help you out as well to find, someone on your area can do it. Or maybe it's just a good reminder of how, if you're a professional, how to use the techniques that I use to create a different look. So we use these videos every week as a continued education and as a new exposure for you guys of what we call the gallery. So if you come here, this area is called the gallery. So here you can just go straight out to the top of the gallery. And when you go to the top of the gallery, you're going to expose to all the videos that we have already downloaded here for you guys in the community. So you guys see how actually turn out the guy here. This is the guy, and that's the hair. So you always have an opportunity to see what I was trying to do and what I did, to see how close we can do this haircut. And it's kind of cool that I do these haircuts, but this one right here, for example, this one that you see from David Bowie, that's not even my video. Now that's just from someone that actually took my course, and it's in Mexico, in Guadalajara, and is already certified as a hairbender. So once in a while I get this, like this one as well too. Her name is Nicolette. This one is as well from her to this one, Daniel Nunez, which is a soccer player. Then we have here this one, Ken from Bix, that is from Diego in California. So these are already people who have taken the course, and they're already creating their own hair reproductions. And you guys can see that the hair looks pretty good against what they were trying to do. Obviously, some of all the styles that I've done over the years, they are here as well too for you guys to look as a gallery. We're trying to enhance this as well as a search, and we still have a few more to put, but eventually you can search here and you can say maybe like wolf cut. So you can like do like a wolf cut. So then you have styles, and there will be a wolf cut styles. Then you can actually look at it. You say, I like this style. You might have thought about getting the Arthur Loewen style. Can it be really done? Of course can be done. You see me doing it here in Namoro. But the cool thing is, if you have somebody in your area that is a hairbender, then he has taken the course and he knows how to do this, you can now go to that person, show them the video, and they are going to be okay watching the video, and then get the instruction how to do it and do it on your hair. They will be capable to use the techniques that I'm using. They will understand the video really quick, and they will be able to do this kind of haircuts for you. So that's the goal. If you're a professional, getting you some clients that they're looking for these cool styles. And if you're a consumer, helping you to find a salon that can do it for you, a barbershop. This is going to take, maybe 4 or 5 years to get, a lot of these people trained all over the world. But I have about 100 people taking the training right now. And we have about 1,500 people in the community. So if you haven't joined in here, definitely join in here, because this is what's going on here. This is all the courses as well. So if you're a professional right now, want to see what kind of courses I have on English, it's already pretty advanced. I have already available. Let's see my course. Where are my courses? Okay, right here. It's just taking a minute to load. I have already available the fundamentals, which you teach all these techniques of drawing and the process of deconstruction, so you understand how to actually look at a picture and make it happen. And it's a bunch of exercise, about 8 or 9 videos to do that. Then it's long men's for men, long men's hairstyles. And then I have women's hairstyles as well too, because you can learn this as well for doing women's. By the end of this summer, I plan to post, already film everything, how to do short haircuts with the clipper work. And then we're going to start, for the professionals, I'm going to start doing a business class as well, to teach people how to grow their business, how to build their clientele, and how to help the clients to achieve what they want. And then I'll be doing another course as well for social media, how to grow your social media, how to get your reach. So that's what I'm offering to people for a very affordable cost. because if you when you get done with this course, if you do want to get certified, you can do 2 looks yourself, send it to me, here's the picture, do a video how you do it, and then here's the picture how to look the same. And then if you like those videos, you get certified. If you get certified, now you become part of the salon locator, where you guys can see here, this is the salon locator in my area, so you can see this is my location, this is where I live, this is my location to do hair, so people can find a hair vendor in this area and find me. If you're in Guadalajara, maybe you can find Nicolette. If you're in San Diego, you might can find Diego. And if you're in other parts of the country, as I get more people certified, you can find those people. So that's the idea. You can search by location. So actually, when you come here, if you come here, actually, your profile comes. So this is my profile. You can see my profile here. And that's I have already this badge for one of the courses I take to sign up for the ones and finish it out. It has a little description of me. You can see some of my work, and then you can call me or you can email me. In my case, some other cases you can actually book an appointment because they actually make appointments. I do not do clients anymore. Only do clients that they want to be models for the channel. And so if you're in Dallas ever and you want to get a haircut with me, Tuesdays is normally when I film. So you let me know with time, and I can get you on the books, and we'll do some cool haircut and put it on the social media. So you can have a good memory of your experience here as well. So that's how this side looks like. Another thing I think is very relevant too is that every 2 weeks I get online on a Zoom call and I do a personal training for like an hour and a half to whoever shows up, based on the questions that they have or based on something on the course that I think it needs to be done. And you watch this, we're already done this for a while. We started actually in April last year. We started on, I think it was April. Yeah, we started on April last year, so we've been doing this for a year. So you see all these like classes that I've already been doing, and this is already available for anybody to watch. It's me teaching more. We're doing now all the woman's cutting, and you can actually watch all these videos on your own time and continue educating yourself. This is an area for you to use to make your own profile with your location, with your picture, and everything else, so everybody can be customizing their own profile. If you and there's a way for you to communicate as well too. Hairbender news, upcoming events. Again, what is Angel going to be next? I want to get my haircut. Can I do it? Well, you can communicate with me, but here, it's going to tell you where I'm going to be next. Here I'm going to be, for example, I'm going to be in Premier Orlando. I'm going to be in Dallas at the BarberCom. So it's a few events that you can actually see me here. I'm going to be in Las Vegas. I'm going to be in Cosmopolis, Las Vegas, in Colorado. So that's all the events that I'll be on live doing, and I'll be needing some models. So anyhow, this is all for you guys. I wanted to show you guys this because I think, I don't know, I worked very hard to make that a thing for you guys, and it was never the intention to be this way, but since people want it so bad and people told me how hard they were having a time to find a professional who could do their hair, I thought they creating this opportunity for you guys to network and meet each other, it was going to be a good thing, and I hope it's of value to you. And I'm going to continue making one video every single week. You saw some of the videos there. They are not on YouTube. They are not on Instagram. I'm putting it first here. So if you want to see it first before everybody else, you get to see them here first. So it costs nothing to subscribe. Please subscribe. And this is the best way, because a lot of people, they subscribe to the YouTube or whatever, and you never get to know when I post a new video. I think the algorithm just tells people whatever they want to see, but they don't always tell you, what I do. So if you really want to know what I'm posting every single week and it's new, this is the best way to find the pictures, to find the work, and watch the videos. And my videos here are a little bit more lengthy, and they are a little bit more descriptive, and they are more technical as well too. So if you want a really technical video, this is going to be your place to go. The other ones are more like consumer based, for them to see that it can be done and how it looks like. So back to the haircut. If you guys have any question, please, put it on the poster. So I'm basically on the top now. I'm using my thinning shears, and what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be giving it some extra texture because I want this to have some direction on the hair. Now, you can do the ends. When you texture the ends, it gives you direction. But if you want more volume, you gotta get closer to the root. So if you want more volume, you can come close to that. I'm not going to do that on the top because this mannequin already has a lot of volume, so it doesn't need it. But when I go on the sides, you're going to see me kind of how I do it. So I follow the same haircut. You saw me doing those 2 pieces. Then I'm going to be doing the corner here. Now I want a little more volume here, so I'm going to get closer to the root right here and then push it up. And I gotta texturize it so it gets thin enough there. Right here, see the corner right there? I'm going in and then I go out. And I just keep going around the haircut. And I'm just going to keep going until I get what I need out of it. So I can keep going around the haircut. Like I said, I'm not going to go all throughout, but you guys get the point. If you want to get direction on the haircut, if you go this way, the hair is going to go under. If you want the hair to kick out, which is what I maybe want on this style, I gotta go more this direction. So I gotta go out. Then if you on the perimeter, you want to get wispier, you don't want to remove so much hair, you can use the thinning shears with the smaller teeth. And then you can go on the directional haircut. So for example, if you want the hair on this way, go in this direction, and I want it to be wispy, I can just kind of take it down like that. Like I'm just passing my fingers through, and I'm just going on the direction of the haircut. You can see how's that already giving it the direction. I want this to be a little lighter, but I'm going on purpose on the direction of the haircut. So as I style it, then it's going to be very easy to do that. If you want this to come down this way, then I just take it down this way, because I want these pieces to come more towards the face. So it's very important. I want this hair to go out and down, so I gotta go on the direction that I want the hair to move forward. So that's very important. And you'll see me doing this on all the videos that I do. So I just can continue doing that over around the head. Do the same thing on the other side. You see this one here, the difference in between this one is still very heavy, no layer, not texturized or anything. And you just watch this other side here, you already see all the movement, all the direction, see how it's blending all and coming down, just by doing a little bit of texturizing. So that's basically all that you need to do. Now when you are done, let me just go, since you guys are here, let me just do a little bit more finishing work on this hair so we can see the whole process. So I'm going to continue going around the head. It's very important, again, on the roots, because I need volume there. And I'm going to show you the finished work so you guys can see what I was trying to do with the volume. Right there. But you see how easy it is to follow. I'm just following the same haircut I just previously did. And I'm just like giving it the extra texture. Keep going around. Now when I get to the nape area, right here now, the same thing. I want the hair to kick down a little bit more, so I'm going to be going in and out. In and out. So again, I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cuts, 6 cuts to do the whole perimeter. Then I came over 7, 8 cuts, 9, 10, 11, 12. Then I went 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. In 25 cuts, I went through the whole hair and I did exactly the look that we wanted. If you want to add some more texture, I just did that. So now back to this. This is blending a little bit more now. It's not as heavy, but I still want this to kind of have a little more of the direction of the haircut. Let me just go this way so I can just potentiate that. Just gonna take it, give it kind of wispier. Then in this area, I'm gonna go outside. So go this way. Okay, you can spend a little more time, kind of polishing this area. But you see how the volume is already happening right there. How much volume I'm getting there, because this haircut's got a lot of volume. It's kind of tight in there, kind of going back, but it's got a lot of volume on the top. And now because I was preserving this, now if I was going to style the hair back, I still have that one piece here that it keeps in there, and this one, and it comes out and it does, the little loop that he's got in front of the face. So basically that's the loop, that's the kickback, and that's the texture. Okay, I'm going to leave this one here so you guys can see this one right here. I'm going to get this other one here so we can just now see how that looks like all finished here. So this one has all the finished work here. Yeah, so basically, see, watch the size here. See, it's tied up and it goes down. Obviously, what I did is, after I did put a little bit of clay, I blow dry the hair, and it was very fast. It was done within like 2 minutes. It was like all blow dry. Then I spent a little bit of time with the fly iron, and with the fly iron, what I did is I grabbed the hair, and then I hit it up, and then kicked out. So my goal is to get the ends coming out a little bit more. So I don't have the hair like laying flat like this one. See how the one is laying flat? I'm going to be volumizing this, and I'm going to come with the fly iron and kick it out. So I just pull it and out. And I did it even on the top as well too, because this particular look, it has this kind of ends and a kick and it kind of piece, it looks very piecey like that. Now I spent a little bit of time using the hairspray, and I grab the pieces and I just like piece them out, you know, like this, so I can give the direction that I want it. I tied it up a little more if you want tighter there. And then I just spent some time kind of texturizing a little bit and just giving it more of the finished look. But if you look at this whole hairstyle around, that was the front, that's the side, that's the back, that's the side, and that's the front. A lot of volume here. This long piece here kind of hanging, this little piece here, and there's the style. So I think overall, this is going to be a style that it does very well in most faces. A lot of people ask me, you know, Angel, what can I do? I have a kind of more like a round face. This is one of those styles that is going to look good on a round face because it's adding volume and length on the top, and it's adding length as well here. So it's stretching the shape of your face. So it's allowing it to make it a little more longer. Now, if you have a very square face, this is going to look very, very fun. So it's going to take away from the too square of the face because it's got that kind of rounder here. So that's going to be really good shape for you as well. But this is one of those haircuts you can pull it on anybody's head. I think this is kind of cool to have this long piece here. Obviously, you can live without, but I think that adds that dramatic piece that a lot of you guys were looking at, you know, as you were thinking about this style. So let me try and check some of you guys' questions here. Looks like the comment. Oh, okay, excellent. Amen. You're answering. Yeah, I'm answering. Agent, I'm asking some questions right now. So if you have any questions right now, please shoot it. How many courses do I have on the website? So I got like I say, I have the concept one, which it teach, you know, the whole artistic drawing and process, plus, you know, how to do a French haircut, how to do a condensed haircut, how you do a free haircut. You know the three major ways that I do teach for cutting. I taught precision cutting for many years, and I still teach it, you know, for people point. I still go around the world to do that, and you'll see me using once in a while. But I focus a lot on the French method, condensed cutting, and freeform, because every single haircut that I do, if you can show me a picture, I'm going to be making the haircut within 3 minutes. It doesn't matter where it is, as long as it's not like clipper work, which is, it takes a little more refinement. Any sear work or razor cut, if you show me a picture, within 3 minutes the haircut is done. And if you give me another 10 minutes, within 15 minutes I do the whole style, finish and all that. So I can just do a complete look in 15 minutes because of the process that I taught. What type of the products you need? This is what I use for that. I don't know if you guys are familiar with 1821. Actually, 1821 is a product that I started on this one particular product. You know, I use the clay to give a volume matte finish, and I can use a little bit of the wax to kind of give it definition on the ends. And I always like to use hairspray. Hairspray is going to be the best choice if you have fine hair and you want to create volume and keep the volume in so it doesn't get heavy. You know, products like a gel or pomades will not give you that. To get this look, you need a hairspray and some kind of clay-based matte finish volumizer product. There are 3 courses. Oh, then the courses you guys are asking too. Like I say, I have the women's as well too. Most all the women's haircuts that you do behind the salon is a long hair with long layers, some kind of bob, long bob, an A-line bob, some kind of graduated bob, a kind of wolf cut, and a pitsy. So I teach you how to do those. Obviously, with the concept of deconstruction, you can do anything, but those give you like the insights on what to do. And on the men's cutting, on the long hair for men's, I have the flow haircut, the wolf cut, the side part, and the pitsy, which is a combination of most all that you're going to be doing behind the chair with me along haircut. My hairstyle is called a flow haircut. So a lot of people ask me, you guys ask me, hey, you know, what kind of haircut you have? That's what it's called, a flow haircut. I need a haircut right now. It's kind of a bit too long, but that's my style, and that's very popular right now. If you look at pictures of me when I was running 1821, and we started 1821 on my house here in my garage, I used to have long, short hair with a pompadour and a long beard. So if you see me on the streets, you thought I was a whole different person. So you guys go out there and try to find Angel del Solar, have some fun with my old pictures. I look like some crazy guy. I do have the big mustache as well too in some of those pictures. When is going to be next on drop? Oh, For the next event, I think we're going to try to do it kind of in the middle of the month. These kind of events once a month. If you guys like it, let me know in the suggestions what you guys like to see. If you guys like this kind of content, please let me know so I know that you guys interested on this. But I'm going to give it a year and see how this kind of helps the community to get to know more of what I have to offer and how you guys can get involved as professionals and as consumers and to be part of the community. But that's my hope that I can do this once a month for you guys on live. Obviously, I continue doing the other haircuts that I do in the studio here. But this is basically the studio, guys. Check it out. This is I don't know if you guys can see it, but this is where all my posters are with all my anime stuff. Here is all the old heads from back on the day, and that's my YouTube plug right there somewhere. So this is what I do, and this is on my house here. So this is right there is my house. This is my studio. That's my TV. That's where I play Xbox, because I like to play Call of Duty too. That's what I do when I'm done with this. So that's the kind of stuff that then maybe get you guys to be connected a little more with me. I've been doing hair for just 40 years. So, but I like to have fun too. I do watch some animes. I'm not familiar with all the animes. Actually, I haven't seen Bleach. I see the movie a couple times, the Bleach movie on Netflix. So I know the story a little bit, but I don't know much about Aizen character. I know that he's more a kind of cool guy. Kind of like very calm and comes from, being on as a captain or something like that. On the regiment or whatever. But I haven't got too deep on that. But I know a little bit about. I love some other ones that you guys see there, right there. How my Mazinger Z. That's from back on the 70s. That's worth quite a bit of money. So that's what I watched when I was a kid. Actually, I did a rendition last year when it was the 50-year anniversary of the anime. So I watched anime since I was a kid. I love Attack on Titans. You guys know I did mostly all the haircuts that they are popular on the Attack on Titans, and you guys watching those videos kind of got me to get to this anime. I didn't thought that I was going to do anime haircuts. I'm glad that I'm doing anime haircuts because it stretched what I do. I had to see a haircut that is not common and figure out how to do it. So I think it's good for content. I think it's a big fan base out there. But you guys see me doing too, I like to do K-pop artists, anything Korean related. I'm super excited about anything fashion related to Korea or Japan. I hope I can do some more stuff like that in the future. I have the team here, Mariano from Argentina and Fair, that they help me out with the editing and planning for the website, and I have John that helps me out with all my spelling and editing and all the emails that you guys get. And then I have Robert who helps me film. So it's like 5 of us. Is it 4? It's 4 of us. 5 of us, working on this, So it's a nice little team that we have working on this, and actually Mariano's done a lot of editing for me. Actually, he's a fan of the channel. He's actually somebody was following me on the channel and is contact me, say, can I do some editing for you? And I didn't have a TikTok at the time. He grabbed all my videos from YouTube and basically grew my TikTok from nothing to 2 million followers in between the two channels that we have. So a lot of good people here, very talented, and I just hope that kind of gives you guys some insights on what the things that I do and I love. I don't know if you guys know, but I'm not from the US. I'm from Spain, northern Spain. Famous Pamplona for the running with the bulls. That's where I grew up, and I still have my family there, so I like to go once in a while. So if there's any fans there in Spain, thank you for all your support. Let me see if there's a couple more questions I want to answer here. When is the next meeting? We already talked about that. It's starting to look very look-alike. I'm glad you feel like it looks like that. That's incredible, absolutely amazing. Thank you guys. And do you do a lot of teaching to? Yeah, that I don't know if you missed at the beginning. This is a question from Gloss. He's asking if I teach other barbers. I was at the Connecticut Barber Show last week in Connecticut. That's the biggest barber show in the world, and I just got award the Educator of the Decade. So basically, on the last 10 years, when the barbering has become something, they just give me this award. They had never given this award to anybody, and I got this award to be the Educator of the Decade at the #1 barber event of the world. So yes, I do teach other barbers, and that's what I hope to do the most. I teach cosmetologists as well too, but I'm very heavy on the barbering world because of Coco, you know, the brand I work with. We're very well known for our trimmers and our clippers, especially for our trimmers. So if you're ever looking for good tools and you guys want some hookups, you know, you guys always can reach me out and I can find a way to get you guys some kind of discounts on your tools. So you're amazing, Lauren. You're amazing. Was incredible talking. Oh, Lauren, thank you very much for coming in here and then for stopping by and chatting with me at the CT. I really appreciate that you came to this. Thank you very much. Francisco, thank you again for being all the time through today. Finish the course. Okay. So Francisco, you know, just finished the course a week ago for this course. Francisco is definitely almost done with the course. So as soon as he sent me the videos, he'll be done, and then you guys will be able to come and visit him. I don't know if you can let us know where you located on, Francisco. That would be cool. The piece, and then Rod said the piece on the nose looks so realistic. Yeah, it does look very realistic. It totally did the gig. What I did for this piece, I did use actually my curling iron, and I put it right here, and I twist it like that, and then I pull it like that. So that created that kind of bend on the hair, so it looks a little smooth, but it's got like a little bend. So actually, you can actually do that. Just pull the hair like that, twist it a little, and then pull it straight, and it will like create like a little bit of quick. You have to have enough length. This was the length on this mannequin. That one has longer length on the front. That one has done even cooler looking than this, but this, I think, it turned out pretty good. You just want to make sure at the end you texturize a little bit so it looks a little more like pointy, so it's a little skinnier at the end. Okay, so Francisco's in Massachusetts. So Massachusetts, if you guys looking for someone in Massachusetts, Francisco's about to get certified here in a few, and you will be able to find him on the salon locator. If you need any help with that, Francisco, with the videos and whatever, just let me know. I'll help you out to set up your videos so you can get certified ASAP. I don't know if there's any other questions. If you know, I want to definitely thank you all for being part of this. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do, so you can vote next time. If you have any suggestions or looks you want me to do, please do ask me. And if there's any way I can help you, if you're a professional, let me know how I can be part of your life and kind of help you. That's all I plan on doing with the rest of my life. Just know that I already sold 2 companies and made plenty of money. It's not about the money for me anymore. It's about helping the community, helping you guys who wants to get cool haircuts, and helping you guys professionals how to be able to continue to be more creative and expanding your horizons. So thank you very much for being here. And this is Angel del Solar, the Hairbender. We'll see you next time in 1 month. See you later.